And we are back. Today we're going to talk about blues. So, blues are the natural teachers of the Master Chakras. And natural teachers educate, um, which means they draw out from within or they lead forth, which is what a teacher will do with anyone if they have access. A person with a Blue Master Chakra peers into you and points out the information you have and mixes it with new information they know or have. In doing so, they want to produce wisdom within you or the application of knowledge. They will often surprise what others by knowing their thoughts, but the teacher must know what a student knows if they are to add anything of value. Equally, automatically, people on the blue ray have what other people need to know to develop their knowledge on a subject more in depth. So it's always true that blues won't always be able to tell you why or how they know. They just know. And they know that they know. They receive messages from the divine and deliver them without stopping to question their content, modality, or any feelings the listener might have. Blues need to feel, however, that they can or should trust their knowings. If they don't, because understanding the missing pieces of a conversation is a gift they are given from divine or God, and it's good, even if it's not easy to trace every piece of that information they receive. Blues fill in the gaps of other people's awareness, so they experience the relief of having development on topics that were in need of growth. We are in need of growth. Sorry, so the person can be ready for the next steps. So some of the gifts of the blues are making connections. As a rule, blues are drawn to eliminate concepts and discuss the connections with who you are. The root of their approach is based on connections among pieces of knowledge, among all people, and between student and teacher. You become their student once you've decided to listen. Natural teachers can be recognized because they are drawn to make connections between things people say. They eliminate the ties between different pieces of information from the past, present, and the future, and from seeming unrelated sources or subjects. They use thoughts from their own knowledge, based in information they download from the divine, and structure their connections. They connect the people they know with each other, and give books, music, opportunities, references, and referrals, or anything at all that can help that person develop into a better human being. Blues give what they give to others because they see potential in people. They speak to their light. That's part of how they enlightened people. It's all to create a better, stronger connection, but one that can mutually transform and enlighten so we can move ahead. Blues want to see humanity advance. In groups and individually, they play the role of imparting information in order to weave together what people say. They are good translators of ideas from one person to another. And if someone in a group setting does not understand something, they are very good at clarifying that information. Blues want to talk and talk. That is their primary teaching method. Very quiet blues have mostly suppressed their throat chakra, desires to share what is in their heart on their mind, and just waiting to be channeled through them to free someone's soul. They can practice doing so, however. People receive enlightenment from blues, which means they literally receive more light as a result of talking with them. When blues are teaching, They make non-judgmental statements and sound like facts, which is how they deliver all of their information and perceptions. The manner of the teacher is one of confidence and structure. The Blue Master Chakra is mentally assumptive. It doesn't seek the truth. It assumes the truth in what it acknowledges, observes, and knows. Like yellows, blues don't have to do research because they receive their knowledge from a source they don't question. However, research can expand and unwrap a blue's true powers in sharing things that others will find useful. So blues do like to seek out information that can help someone grow. They love helping people be the best they can be. Blues are amenable to research. So another one of their gifts is they are balanced between masculine and feminine. So blues embody balance in their gifts because they always want to walk with wisdom. And you have to know that two sides of a whole are only to really, you need to know two sides of a whole, sorry, to really see the depths and truth of life. They don't see why they shouldn't be masculine as much as they are feminine, and vice versa. They use their masculine side to seed knowledge, but the feminine side to affirm knowledge and nurture what they teach. When blues teach, they move back and forth from masculine to feminine points of view. They strive to satisfy the directive of opposites. Here, so let's get into a little bit more. I put a lot of notes. Oops, sorry. I'm in the van right now. I didn't put a lot of notes, and I don't want to put it all into this video. So, balanced in all four bodies. So they are balanced also in all four bodies. So blues constantly seek balance in their own lives because it helps them stay in spiritual alignment. Enlightening people entails lining them up with source so that they pursue physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual paths simultaneously. This is another area where blues want to stay ahead of the game. They can't line other people up with source if they can't line up themselves. So they want simultaneously conversations, emotional context, physical activity, and spiritual learning. They look to gain knowledge from each area regularly so that they don't feel off. They feel best when they can be themselves. And it's what allows them to teach and be ahead. So, contrary teaching tools. Another characteristic trait is speaking in opposites. And their giftedness, a person on the blue ray likes to bring forward aspects in a conversation that have not been looked at yet. Sometimes it's directly opposite of what is expected. On the other hand, or in addition, our favorite sentence starters for... I can't talk today for some reason again. So, they are driven to bring... Stop! Sorry, the dog. They are driven to bring forward always one more aspect of the issue at hand, normally to enlighten you, not to belittle you. So, this is because for a teacher, everything is what it is not. Teachers do not hold tightly to what they say or hold themselves to behave in tandem with what they say that they consider bondage. This is because they are devil's advocates, and what they say is always an outgrowth of the moment and context in which they are working. So teachers have values and convictions for sure, but their words are aimed towards shining a light for you on what you must notice right now, and what is true right now. So that might change in the next moment. Therefore, sometimes teachers can seem to have a shifting set of values and goals and advice for you and themselves. and advice for you and themselves. Sorry. They can seem to live in the world of opposites. Um, it's a natural teacher. If a natural teacher were to try to stop themselves from being a devil's advocate, it would be equivalent of taping their mouth shut. So, listening is another gift. Blues strive to speak without holding back because of connections, censorship, or other people's feelings. What is improper to one person might not offend your blue friend. So, blues, they just don't get offended like others. So, because for them, any subject is a topic with merit to discuss and can be discussed impersonally and on some levels. Therefore, they will answer embarrassing questions about themselves without getting embarrassed. They know you must need to know or you wouldn't have asked. So, another one is breaking through the mental gridlock. So, if you've ever suffered from not being able to change your mind, consider a blues job. Sometimes they have to take a jackhammer to your ignorance. That's another reason they say things so boldly and speak in opposites. It's one of the ways they can get you to let in their light. Somehow a blue must slip around your preconceived notion and soften your cherished 30 or 40 years of truth. So sometimes they have to break or crack that egg open to get you to see. So feeling internally that there is truth on both sides of a polarity for different reasons remind you that it's your attachments, closed-mindedness, and stubbornness that often hold you back. Often what is necessary to break these things is the reality that nothing stands alone. Everything is connected. One action relates to another. One idea is both its up and its down. If you can step on both sides of the fence, you can invite people to the other side for their own good so they are inspired to change for the better. Time is fluid. A blues concept of time will get them in trouble, though it is a gift, not a trap. Blues don't follow other people's clocks, they follow their own. And that's because they are working to follow the flow of what is happening and often need to complete an experience before they can teach it. While a blue can train themselves to be punctual, having natural sense of time based on connectedness of the universe and following divine timing, instead of human timing, is how they prefer to operate. They let things happen outside a linear flow, according to the needs of the whole universe, not just yours. It's part of what makes blues be on purpose. And they are and this is a dominant spiritual gift. They like to lead the way. Their communication style is general versus specific. They also are negative experiences are nice. So blues love to experience life, and they love to see how a teaching plays out in the real world. They appreciate how life isn't always a bed of roses and value the negative for its ability to train you into being a better human being. Some of their other gifts are equality comes first, present, which kind of is self-explanatory there. Presentations of facts. If you have a natural teacher in your life, he or she will figure out the information that you know, how it relates to what they know, and will present both as fact. They will spontaneously introduce, inform, connect, and conclude for an individual or a group when needed and when necessary. This is what allows them to be called teacher. This is the behavior that we say enlightens. Natural teachers must talk a lot, not simply to inform you, but to inspire you to do and be better. The goal of all their work. And thus, it aims to make the world a better place. However, Blues think that when you account for certain important things, which could be values, facts, consequences, or wisdom, you will love your life more. So the teaching Blues do is about everyone, bringing people together and helping them to choose more wisely, to make their own lives more fulfilling, happier, and the world a more equal place, a place where love and wisdom have big roles. So some of the traps of Blues are anger. Anger results from not understanding why people do things that they do, why someone would neglect to account for possible consequences of their actions before taking a step. Blues are so good at connecting actions and consequences, it becomes their second nature. Another one of theirs is drama. So drama is another key Blue trap important to understanding the spiritual gift. There are two forms of the drama queen. When a Blue does and doesn't cause drama on purpose, one can lead to another, and there is a difference between the two. First, a lot of dramas start with someone being resentful that someone else didn't do things they should have done. And Blues can think that it is the worst thing in the world. In their speech, manner, and tone, they can verbally dramatize the wrongdoings, making it bigger than it actually was. In essence, they make a mountain out of a molehill, and tell a story about what really happened that is disempowering. When Blues start making decisions based on their stories, such as about how someone did something on purpose to cause harm, they can end relationships and refuse to talk to people. They take all their toys out of the sandbox and they just go home. Furthermore, a drama that was created between two people consists of feeling both sides of a conflict, which Blues will do if they are really mad and can't see how to obtain justice. Not teaching is another trap. Like all the spiritual gifts discussed, when a Master Chakra gift isn't being done by its carrier, that person is in a trap. Now, you don't have to do your gift 24/7, of course, but that gift needs to be used in places where it's needed, called for, and can make a difference. That's answering the call to spirit. Knowing everything. That's another one of the gifts. Finally, Blues can make subconscious deductions based on others' behavior and works. And they will never know as much as the Blues do, right? This leads to snobbiness. Others do have intelligence and are able to make it in life. Sometimes Blues forget that in one way or another. So all apologies. That's another one of their traps. Not everyone is good at apologizing. If this is something you want to be better at, focus on your throat chakra. Blues are good at apologizing because, like a pendulum, they will eventually swing to the opposite end from where they started. This liberates them and it's intoxicable. It can also liberate you. Like all people, Blues can get stuck in their position. But then the universe usually provides them with a way to see the other side of the issue. The universe has a penchant for putting blues in their place. Who can't help but see it when they wake up in the morning? Eventually, they get there and see how their words play out with others. However, they cause a person to feel bad and not do something. When blues fail to see the negative consequences that will befall them ahead of time, their nature allows them to understand life in reverse, to grasp reason why things did happen as they did. Once a blue has experienced enough consequence as a result of their choices, it will make them apologize. Insincerity. Natural teachers bring groups together and find groups where they can teach not only the, the connect they are contracted to deliver or choose to deliver, but share about themselves and sometimes, by example, their whole life to show you that there is a different way, a new way to be. They make connections for you to show you how you can improve, and they push you to improve. They are constantly expanding so you may expand. The knowledge they give you so you can move forward. And so, and choose a more informed, liberating point of view. That's the whole purpose of wisdom. After. So, some famous people that are the Blue Master Chakra are Booker T. Washington. He's an educator of the slaves and former slaves. Martin Luther King Jr., an activist who preached equality. And President Barack Obama, who was the first president to make health care accessible to everyone in the United States. So, these are just a few of the famous people who are blues. I will get into the purples tomorrow, which are the natural artists. So if you're a natural artist, you're probably a purple. But we'll get into that tomorrow. Take care, and God bless.